Hey everyone, it's Jenna Melanson from Canadian Beats Media. I'm joined today by Misha Louie from the Calgary-based garage rock band Misha and the Spanks for our newest segment of Zoomies. Welcome, Misha.
Hi, thanks for having me.
My pleasure. So first off, care to introduce Misha and the Spanks to our listeners?
Yeah, I'm Misha. I started the band Misha and the Spanks in 2008 as kind of a way to have my own project that could just keep going, whether or not band members were able to go on tour as much as I wanted to. And in the last 6 years, we've been the busiest with my drummer, Sean Hamilton, touring a ton, recording lots of music and releasing lots of music. And it's been really awesome.
Okay. You unveiled your album Unconditional Love in Hi-Fi on February, oh my gosh, on April 14th. What can you tell us about the writing process behind the album?
We did a lot of the writing inside the studio, which is not maybe the best financial way to do it because we end up spending a lot of time in these pretty amazing studios like National Music Center here in Calgary and OCL Studios just outside of the city, as well as a little bit in the UK at the beginning. We did Brighton Electric Studios, but it really allowed us some time once we broke it into chunks to focus on batches of songs. So like Dig Me Out, I Can't Wait, we're done in the UK. And then we did 4 songs at National Music Center and 5 songs at OCL Studios, and just really let ourselves be creative and use what was available within those studios.
That's awesome. So as you mentioned, you recorded some of the album at Calgary's National Music Center with Daniel Ferrand
Daniel Ferrance, yeah.
and Paul Rawson. How was the experience?
It was really cool. So those guys are the guys from the UK. They also produced our album Girls, Girls, Girls back in 2018.
Mhm.
And so bringing them to National Music Center was so awesome because there's so much, I think they call it their living collection. And it's just like an obscene amount of synths and amps and like just so much gear to mess around with. I think it was when we were in that studio, which is when we're like, okay, we're actually being creative in the studio. Like this album will not get finished here, but we'll do 4 very cool songs.
Mhm.
And so like having them have access to that and being able to play with their ideas, and it kind of just made it limitless what we could do while we were in there. And yeah, like I think it was really cool to be able to collaborate with them in such a creative space.
Mhm. You released previous singles It's My Year and Mom Jeans, Mom Jeans. How did you choose these songs as singles?
We were trying to choose for the first one that was catchy. So It's My Year was actually going to maybe even be the title of the album when we'd finished National Music Center. We were so pumped on It's My Year. And it kind of having that extra time changed the vibe a little bit. But that was still kind of remained like probably the catchiest one that we hadn't released yet. Because we did do Dig Me Out and I Can't Wait, the UK singles prior. So we're like, let's just jump into something catchy. We'll do it right around New Year's. It kind of has that vibe with It's My Year. And then we wanted to do, because that one also went to radio. And so we wanted to do one in the middle to DSPs that was a bit weirder and less, I don't know, less commercially viable necessarily. I wasn't sure if a song about like postpartum mother body would really be something that would be on the radio. So we figured that was one of our more experimental ones and more interesting. And we would drop that for more listeners than for like radio.
Mhm. Okay, describe your sound in 3 words.
Um, Loud, gritty, and active.
Okay. So the next 5 questions, they're just for fun. If you could work with any fellow Canadian artist, who would you choose?
um, Either the OBGMs or Stein Knows Res Kids. Those are two
Mhm.
of our faves right now. I think that would be just so cool as a fan, I think, to be able to work with them.
That would be great, yeah. What was the first concert you ever attended?
I think I think the first big concert, because we did like when I was a teenager, we did a lot of punk rock shows at our community hall, but I went to go see Everclear play at, it might have been, maybe it was Maxwell Arena, like not quite the Saddle Dome, but like the next one. And Nickelback was opening that tour. And I think it was like their first like breakout tour or
Wow.
something. So they didn't have all the hype yet.
Cool. What movie can you rewatch over and over and still be entertained?
Robin Hood, the Disney one, was
Okay.
my fave as a kid, and my boys really love it, so that's great. I can watch that on repeat till like the end of days.
Awesome. Is that the one with the foxes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What's your favorite song to cover live?
Oh, we don't really do a lot of covers, but we did do this Patti Smith night and we did Piston in a River, and that was so fun because it's not like something that we would normally play, and just to be really vocally emotive and get into it, that was a lot of fun.
And what's your go-to social media platform?
Instagram, I think that's kind of we might be a little too old to totally get TikTok. So I feel like Instagram is kind of the one that is in the main circulation right now.
Okay. And more towards photos or more towards reels?
Reels lately, because we've been bringing our photographer with us on tour, and he's whipping up these amazing
Oh,
reels like
yeah.
every day from each day on tour, and they're very cool.
Awesome. So that's all for Zoomies. Thank you for joining me and congratulations on the album.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.